and stuff.
Okay. Well, me sunnies I can take off for yeah. I
Yeah,
can do that.
that's fine. I'll let you know when I'm available. I'm currently once again in interrogation, wanting to bash my head against the wall. So, once what's that?
Do I need to beat someone up or?
No, I just feel like I'm running through another scenario where I was hoping for a simple arrest and it turned into something way bigger. So I'm trying to wrap this up and then I can meet up with you and we can do that.
My condolences.
It's okay.
Yeah, let me know though.
All right, sounds good. I will talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Kirk said that he told Moose to take his gun and his weed off of him.
Oh, God.
And so that he didn't get caught by the police, and that he felt really bad about it because he's worried he's going to get Moose in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was...
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Hey.
So waiting to see if that one goes to court. Hey, what's up, Roman?
She'll plead guilty to all the charges.
Okay.
All right.
All good. If you want to come on in with us, we'll try and sweep this quickly. Hey, Amber.
Hi.
All right. Oh, is Roman in here? Yes.
Oh.
Okay, perfect. All right. So you've already been, kind of told the charges. Once again, I just want to make sure that we go through them all individually, that we're good and squared away. You're getting 1 count of joyriding for driving the stolen vehicle, 1 count of negligent driving for the act of how you were operating the vehicle, which is when we first saw you coming out from the hospital. Operating a motor vehicle on a suspended or revoked license, seeing as you have 112 points. God knows how, but I'm impressed, to be honest. I envy you for that. That's impressive. And then you're getting 1 count of evidence tampering for the handoff that occurred in front of us. In total, you're looking at 42 months, a $5,713 fine, and 5 points on your license.
Hey, guilty.
Guilty? Okay. All right.
Dice roll for her time served.
I can't do time served with the felonies, but I could do dice roll for the difference between time off and significant time off. How about that?
Death roll from 32.
Who's starting?
She is.
All right. Roll a 32-sided dice.
Now, if flop hits a 1 on this. Nope.
How about we go lower?
Oh, God.
Well, we went low.
Uh,
All right. So
Yeah,
I'll
you
do some
definitely
time
went low.
off, but not a lot of time off. We'll go with
okay.
I billed you, right? No, I didn't. Chet.
Uh,
Let me bill you up real quick. There you go. And then we'll go from 42 down to, I'll do 35.
Oh.
At work.
Oh, next time I'm running.
Next time you're running?
Yeah.
Well, Ember, you know what? I will confidently say this in front of Roman, just so that Roman is caught up with this as well. I gave you every opportunity under the sun to just work with me on scene, and there was a chance I would have been able to work with you. And instead, you abused my kindness again and did a handoff in front of about 4 officers.
A handoff of what?
Marijuana.
Was anything seized from her?
Yes. Rolled bills.
Yeah, I want them back.
Just rolled bills.
Yep. I don't think anything else. Loki, did you grab anything else?
No.
Wait, what?
Did you grab anything else off of Ember except for the rolled bills?
No.
I will ask this. Do you have proof that she did a handoff?
Yes.
Yes. We all saw it. There's about 4 officers.
This
that
wasn't.
it.
To be clear, this wasn't a handoff seen from a distance. This was a traffic stop where she called her friend over to the window and then handed off 150 bags of marijuana in front of 4 officers.
How would you know it's did you catch that individual to find 150 bags of marijuana on them?
Under Miranda, she admitted that it was 150 bags handed to her friend I'll say. Not to mention that she did it about an inch away from me.
I could literally hand somebody. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I could literally hand somebody flop a bag, a paper bag, and it be a sandwich.
Okay.
So
I'll give you the rebuttal. On scene, we Mirandized Ember Quinn and said, "What did you hand off to your friend?" And her exact
rebuttal-
response was 150 bags of marijuana.
the rebuttal to that rebuttal is that she's a clown. It's about the
You
funny.
can't just use the clown defense for everything. She gets treated like every other suspect still. If you're under Miranda and you say something, you're under Miranda and you say
I would
something.
say if that was to have gone to court, it would have actually been an easy W because you can't prove that it was marijuana just simply through words. It's like, oh yeah, she said it. I'm like, okay, where's the proof? Oh no, she just said it.
Well,
So
it's not
I
that she
could
just
literally
said
say
it.
that
She
I could
said it-
literally
To
Go ahead.
clarify, she not only said that it was 150 bags of marijuana, we also witnessed her hand something off, leading us to suspect and believe. And upon searching her, she also had roll bills, which are known to also be involved with the act of drugs. I think
And
there's
she's been caught with weed on her with rolled bills. Multiple reports.
all right, but that doesn't
Yeah, I
tell
got
this,
them roll
this
bills back.
report.
we don't the thing though, Roman, is we were outside questioning about a possession charge, but the reality is that we don't actually have it in our possession. But we have enough information from the suspect himself saying what she was doing.
That's shaky at best, but yeah, sure, whatever. You're not getting the bills back. Just don't speak to them next time is the biggest thing, if that is how it's going to be. Because I will say this, many cases have been lost just through words alone without proof. And even under Miranda, it could be used against her, but the thing is this, unless you actually have the proof to back it up along with that, that's another thing. And if you watched her hand it off to an individual, I would say that you wouldn't needed to catch that individual to prove yourself in that statement. Most judges know clowns say things because they think it's funny, and yeah.
All right. Remember, I'm going to be sending you up for 35 months, okay?
Okay.
All right. You take care. Be safe, okay?
Bye.
Don't speak to the cops next time, Ember.
It's 1,000 bits.
I'll
I
keep it a
appreciate you.
buck with you. I wholeheartedly disagree with that take. Not the clown part, but the handoff part. Because you
Thank you,
know as well
Patrick.
as us that if we were standing right next to somebody who's handing off a bunch of weed, we would see the weed.
The take you're going with, I have a different view on things. It's just I don't know how to say it the way I want to say it, so I'm just gonna say it like this. I have things in a paper bag. I handed to that individual. I don't know what it is until I either detain that individual and search them, or
Thank you for the 1,000 bits. I
know,
be doing
Well, we
amazing.
tried to.
and you failed. Correct? Is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, they got on a motorbike.
Okay, and that's my point there. It's like you don't just make the presumption then and there. In my opinion, you would have
But
to.
we didn't
figure
make
it
the
out.
presumption until she told us what she handed off. She literally admitted what she handed off to us.
And I will say, the clown defense is that they have said some pretty messed up things. You could go back in most of the reports. They literally say things because they think it's funny, and then it's not.
The way she was
and
talking didn't sound like she thought it was funny. She kept saying, "I don't want drug trafficking. I don't want drug trafficking. I handed it off because I don't want drug trafficking." Trust me, I know the clowns. I know the when they say things for the funny. This wasn't a time where she was saying something for the funny.
It's all good. It's just, in my opinion, it is more or less
It's $2,000 in rolled bills. It's not like I took $50,000 off
No,
of her.
no, I get you. I'm trying to think of the word here that I'm wanting to use. You're just coming, in my opinion, it's kind of like a conjecture. You don't have all the information there, and it's like, sure, you have her word. She could say these things, but you don't know fully. That's how I view it.
I
Unless
mean,
you were, unless you had caught that other individual and they had 150 bags of weed on them, then boom, you've got
I
everything
think
dead
we
to
had enough
rights.
to seize her money. We didn't push felony possession on her. We didn't push, uh, you
Well,
know,
you wouldn't have been able
any
to.
other crazy.
You
You're
But
right.
I'm
wouldn't have been
saying,
able
like,
to.
yeah, exactly. So we only did what we believe we could.
if she said
Okay.
that she handed off a granola bar, this would have gone differently.
Supposedly, she told you guys that it was food that she handed off, and then you're like, "Are you sure about that?" Blah blah blah, and then there
She said
were
that the first time, and then we Mirandized her, and we asked her what she handed off, and she said,
how
"We."
to how to say this. She got heavily implications that she needed to say something in a certain way, which I view differently.
Oh,
That-
What?
what? We just asked her what she handed off.
Um, 1 second.
I'll, I'll, I will say this much, Roman. If I ask somebody what they handed off, they're usually going to say a mixtape or something. And usually my follow up to that is, yeah, okay, what did you actually hand off?
Yeah, no,
Which is,
I get you. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. It's the way that she was talking to me is that she was under a certain
under
feeling
duress.
of, in a sense, yes, but it was more of that she had to say something because she felt that when asked, it was like, we saw you hand this off. We know exactly what
I
it
get what you're
was.
saying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get,
See, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I don't
If she,
think any of us made that implication that we knew what she handed
yeah,
off.
no, I didn't try and make that implication. But
Yeah, that's what she came to from the way that she thinks a different way. I'll just
if that's the way it came out, that's not the way it was intended. If she had stuck by her sandwich claim, this probably would have gone differently.
yes.
That's
What I'm trying to get at. But yeah.
all right.
But yeah, that's all.
All right.
But I
All
mean,
good.
yeah, it's just one of those things I've had to deal with too many
Roman, I'm gonna be
things
honest.
recently.
I try to be as fair and open with people always. Ember is
Oh no, I
somebody.
know you do.
Ember is someone who is, and this is for you to know and take however you will. There hasn't been a single time, and I wish I was kidding. A single time where I haven't had to arrest Ember because it starts with Ember. Listen, I know this is a stolen car. I'm not gonna bother. It's okay. But obviously check to make sure you got nothing else illegal on you. But as long as we're good and squared away, I'll charge you and let you move on with your day. And it usually turns into something bigger. She requests an attorney. The charges don't really change. She comes back and pleads guilty, and then she does it again. And I told her, I said, I told her, I said, she asked how I broke her trust. And I said, there's not a single time where I've given her some leeway to work with her because I work with everybody. I have no problem working with anybody. But there's not a single opportunity with Ember I can count on my hand. There's not even one I can count on my hand where it didn't result in something a lot bigger. And then she began backpedaling on questioning, why I did something or why I feel the way that I do. This isn't one or two occasions. She unfortunately has done this to me probably, if I
Yeah.
had to count it, probably close to a dozen times. And it hurts.
She thinks things are funny, and she thinks everybody's her friend. I'll say it like that. That is her, the way she is, and
I mean, all of us like
she
Ember.
doesn't
Yeah.
understand that it's serious in most regards. And then when it gets too serious, she's like, oh, I don't like this. That's how it tends to come down to. It's just like with Tyler Peters' stuff, who is now supposedly no longer an officer because he got fired.
What?
Oh,
From my understanding, the way that I had a case for Matthew Antov, which now has been completely dropped because the primary officer is no longer involved, and the primary officer was Peters. So let me. Well,
I think
still says he's an officer.
I was gonna say it still says. I was going to check that myself.
According to the docket posting, if you wanted to look that up, it's Matthew Antov case. Maeve Wol. Wait, was it? 1 second.
I really hope that's not the implication that I was going for on scene. I wasn't trying to. I actually feel bad if that's the case. I wasn't trying to like bait her into giving me an answer. I was more asking her, listen, be honest with me. What did you hand off? But now I'm kind of questioning if I fuck that up.
Yeah,
then so be
Maeve.
it.
Maeve was on that case, and
I don't remember
she
how
said
I
that
worded
the
it,
primary
but
officer
it
was
is
no
what it
longer
is.
employed by
It
the
happened. It's all
LSPD.
good. I didn't mean
Maybe his
anything
profile
malicious
hasn't
by
been
it.
updated yet.
I genuinely have no idea.
I'll ask somebody.
Or it may have been. Actually, no, it may have been the processing officer. Fuck, I don't know who that was.
Let me find out. I'll tell you. I can't give you the name, but I could probably tell you if they're fired or not. You know what the report number is?
5963 5961 5971.
You know which one
Oh.
is
5963. Let me double check.
and this is for Matthew Antov?
Yeah, it was a shooting.
Okay, hold on.
Or no, it may have been 5961 then.
Let me see.
It's one of these. One of them was actually, yeah, 5961. Wait, what the fuck? Am I looking at the wrong one? The two officers that I know that were down in the okay, that probably was my car. The two officers that were down in the cells when he was getting processed
Oh
were
my
Freya
God.
Shaw and Spade.
I'll
I don't
ask about
think-
it and see, but I don't
I
see
don't
anything.
even know Freya Shaw.
Yeah, I don't know either. What's up, chat?
Ginger, she's still a PPO, so
So I'm gonna have to go hunt down people. Where's Wade right
That
now?
must be shift one.
Yep.
It's like the one shift I'm really never around in, like before
It's this next
before the
shift
storm.
in
Yeah, shift
like
one.
probably. Actually, no.
Give me 1
about
second.
4 to 6 hours from now.
Oh man, we're about to lay down some fucking law here in a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, that's shift one. I'm like never around in shift one.
Where the fuck is?
No early comments on that one.
Yeah, it just really confused me when I saw that. I'm like, wait, I don't have to go to court anymore. Hog.
Crystal's in that car.
Like,
Diaz is in that car, and Bradford is in that car.
right there. I wanted to go to court for that one.
Easy dub.
Car is in mint condition right now. Yo,
Yo, reminder, top of the hour. You're actually.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap this up and then we're breaking off.
Okay.
Like,
Also,
yeah.
I need a statement from all three of you for Hazel.
I
Frank,
saw,
so-
yeah.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. I always do every single report when I go for it
No,
too.
no, no,
So the
you're-
second.
You're all good, brother. You do your thing.
Yeah. I'll describe everything. I'll describe that I know I've been in previous reports with everything. I mean, I apprehended like 2 hours ago. She was wearing the exact same thing. So.
You're good. All good. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Appreciate it, brother.
No problem. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
His possessions are documented, and there's only 2 bullets in there. There's not a gun, and then they show an evidence locker.
I don't even.
Picture.
Oh, I don't know which report you're talking about, but
It's
yeah, it's
5963
Alex.
is the one with them.
Sometimes people don't do the paperwork the right way.
Yeah, they show an evidence locker with a gun and say it's his, and nobody says that they got a gun off of him. Nobody says anything. I know what happened but none of the officers that were there decided to put their statements in, which is a mess up by them. I said, look, this is going to court. You guys really didn't do your work. And
Yeah, I mean, like if
I want to get out of here. I want to get the fuck out of here,
yeah, I
please.
see what-
And I'm going to be very honest. This is probably going to get even worse. And it's probably going to, I'm going to say this. This is going to have to get, like officers are going to have to kick themselves in the butt to get themselves in gear for this. But like, hopefully, we will have a FOIA change to where it's only going to, I want it to be 2 days minimum, 3 days maximum for FOIA reports, unless it's like an ongoing investigation bullshit, right? I'll give you that. But like cut and dry cases, I shouldn't have to wait 4 days to get a report back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think I think 4 days is fine.
I think a
It
72-hour
depends.
window is also fair too,
3 to
though.
4 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I think there needs to be I think it would be helpful if in the MDT, if one of your reports is FOIA'd, you got like a notification if you're the one who created it.
It'd be nice to know
I
that you
think-
could submit, like, you know, the if it were to stay the Malton FOIA process, for you to be able to submit, like, oh, hey, this is the proof that I'm so and so, and I'm representing this person, and I'm requesting a FOIA. It'd be nice to know that, like, our report's flagged or something, so we know, and we can.
Yeah, like you
Like,
know
if
what
we
I
had a
mean?
FOIA
if I
tab.
open my MDT,
There
it would
is
be
a
nice
FOIA
if there was
tag.
like no, there's a tag, but I'm talking about. I think it would be helpful if there was like a notification that the officer who created it got, like in the MDT. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be interesting for you guys.
Because I think sometimes what happens, I don't know this for sure, but I think what happens sometimes is the officer who created the report, when they get FOIA'd,
You got to be able to
they
leave by
don't
now.
get
This isn't even
notified.
about the arrest anymore. I know.
And that's a failure on our part. I don't like. We need a system where
Sorry, give
when
me
the
1 second.
report gets FOIA'd, the
Hello.
officer.
Hey, do you want to meet me at PD, and I won't take you inside, but just
Oh, good. Can I call you in a sec?
what crime are you committing? God damn it!
You'll see in a sec.
What do you mean?
I'm not committing any crime, actually. Sorry.
Oh my god,
I'm sorry.
bro!
What?
God damn it! Okay, fine. You just call me when you're free.
I'll call you when I'm free. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Hello, honey.
Are you committing crime?
Mm.
Are you decorating?
Yep. That's what I've been doing all fucking night.
Is that actually what you're doing?
I,
Also,
I'm not-
why
I'm
in
not
God's
kidding.
fucking name are you awake?
I fucked up my sleep schedule. That's why I'm. You, yeah.
Holy fuck. Okay. Oh my fucking god.
Yes.
Nothing. Just. You staying safe?
Yeah. I've been inside a fucking apartment decorating.
Hmm. Okay.
Yep. This is all I've been. I'm not kidding.
I'm not.
I've built. I'll tell you what I built. I got. What
I'd
is
love to
this?
come see it.
I don't know if I can't let you do that. I mean, maybe at some point, to be honest, but right now I have no idea if that's okay.
Right. Okay.
There is nothing illegal. I just
Yet?
don't know. Right now, everything that's in this apartment is alcohol. I got limes. I got lemon. I got
You
pizza.
dumb son of a bitch.
What?
There's alcohol?
Don't worry. It's all empty and fake. It's just for decoration and looking edgy.
Well, I hope to God other people that are going to be hanging out there are aware that it's edgy and looks cool and is not real.
Yep, she knows.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
worry.
I'm,
You've seen it.
I'm trusting you on this.
I'm just decorating a fucking apartment. I'm not doing anything wrong.
All right. Okay.
Yep. Uh-huh.
God, it's so hard to trust you sometimes. All right, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you soon.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it still needs some work, but it's a
Yeah.
work in progress right now.
Yeah, but like waiting for 20 days is crazy. Like that.
Yeah. I
shouldn't
mean,
have-
the main reason why there's no change right now, our head of bar is so far up his own ass with his docket case to get Max and Siobhan impeached that he literally has said to lawyers, like straight to my face when I confronted him with this shit, he said, I could give two fucks about what the rest of the DOJ wants right now. I am dealing with more pressing matters, and that you guys can bitch and complain all you want, but I ain't dealing with that shit right now. I'm dealing with this. And
Wow, that's my head of bar right there. Beautiful.
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
real. I feel like every single, well, not every. I feel like most council members are have that same attitude right now. I don't think it seems like they're all fighting with each other and
Oh
not
yeah, no, they
doing their
are all
jobs
fighting.
currently.
Like all the lawyers right now, I'm literally thinking about starting to write up the shit of articles of impeachment against fucking Murphy and get an interim head of bar till the fucking things, because we need some shit fixed, like the FOIA and all that. And I'm gonna be like, look, I ain't gonna say I'm perfect, but I know I would do a hell of a lot better work than fucking Murphy right now.
Oh
who's
boy,
literally going
there are
after his
things I could
ex.
absolutely say to that, because you're preaching to a fucking choir. I'm gonna tell you, Roman. Didn't hear my name. Don't drag me through the mud. But if you thinking about it, you probably just should start doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna do it after these cases I have coming up, or do it like in the next day or so, because he confronted me and he said, I've done more work than you have ever done. I'm like, you made a legislation
Did you do
for your
this? Thanks so much.
wait,
Appreciate it.
let me tell you what I did. I said, you made a legislation for your now ex-girlfriend who decided to dump you live in the council meeting that is recorded
Like,
and
what was the
everybody can see.
legislation?
The PB private, it's some shit for
Property
event.
allocation for performance and production.
Yes, that
Like, what's
one.
that?
It's for an event space.
Oh,
So his ex-girlfriend literally is like a singer and shit like that, and he did it so that she could have a place to do her events and whatnot. And then he got dumped. And I was about to call him 10K Murphy because she said that he only ever gave her 10K in cash, which he was literally a sugar daddy to her. And on top of that, I confronted him about raising his paycheck to $2,500 an hour for the council members. And he said, well, that wasn't even my legislation. I did it because Siobhan told me to. I'm like, oh, okay, you were a fucking dog for her. Cool. You were on that leash. Get walked more. And he fucking blew up. And I'm like,
Good for you.
I'm like, dude, I give two fucks what you say right now. You were a shit judge. You only ever did 3 cases. And you're a shit lawyer. You have not done any cell reps. You have not done anything that shows that you have had to deal with what we have had to deal with. And he's like, I could give 2 fucks what y'all have had to deal with. I'm like, that shows that you were the shittiest pick for head of bar. Good job. And
Good for you, Roman. Holy shit.
wow.
I'll tell
mean-
you right now. All I'm gonna say is, I feel like I've never dealt with more bullshit in my career than when Murphy Braun was charged for having a hot gun on him for possession of a PD-issued firearm.
Yep.
And I tell everyone, because I think it's so funny, on the 31st day of Christmas, my true love came to me. John Paul comes forward and goes, yeah, I did that shit. And I have my boss and I have Crane looking at me saying, well, yeah, you know, his storyline's up. What are you going to do with this appeal? And I said, I'm sorry. Is John Paul receiving anything for what happened?
Nope.
No, because it's past statute of limitations.
Yep.
I said, okay, and his storyline's up. He goes, yeah. I said, did you ever think for a second that the whole fucking report is on the docket? So anyone could read that and go, oh, here's where my storyline's up. No. So I had to disregard that. And for like 3 weeks, I had about Murphy Braun and 7, I'm going to say that again in case you didn't hear that right, 7 lawyers waiting for me in MRPD, waiting to see if I'm willing to drop the appeal. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? Like, why am I being strong-armed in this? And I finally just said, fuck this. Because even Crane was like, sounds like you just want the pity grab. And I'm like, no, it's not that I want the pity grab. But what's the point in any officer conducting a 30-day investigation to charge somebody because they have no reasonable defense, to have somebody the day after statute come along and say, I did that shit, to let a man walk free? The precedent we're setting is that anyone can now do that. And I made a promise that I said I'm not going to, devote countless hours into a case if this is how things are going to go. I'm glad Murphy got out on it. But this man was like, oh, his livelihood, his judgehood. And I feel like I don't know.
Well, he only did that because he wanted the money. He wanted that $825 an hour that they make.
Yeah.
At that time. And then this is the other thing that grinded my gears, that I was like, yeah, this man should fucking be impeached. I talked to him one night, told him about some shit, and I'm like, hey, look, there's issues. We need help. Can you help us? He said, nah, I'm dealing with more busy shit, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, I'm trying to also make the decision on if I should start signing in on duty as an officer right now so that I can get that $3,500 an hour since,
Wait, he said that?
Yes, he did. And then he said, because
when?
the 2,500...
When did he say that?
Not last week, like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe.
Ain't no fucking way.
Can we pay to have people wear a wire? Can we get something agreed that people could just wear a fucking wire? I want that on recording.
Until wiretapping stuff or audio. Well, actually, no. It's debatable because it's still a two-party consent state, even though it's not in the legislation right now. I think you could wear a wire, but
that's really fucked up, though.
Well, you could wear a wire for investigative purposes for a criminal investigation.
Yeah.
What? I mean, what? Would that not be fraud? Or not fraud?
Quite literally, currently, you could literally go do some news agency shit, get the wiretapping device that everybody has literally willy-nilly ripped out of their hands and just shown that they're listening to people's phones, and listen to a phone call between two individuals and get them for shit, because there are no wiretapping
what
charges
charge
right
would
now.
that fit into?
Embezzlement. Almost to a
Yep.
T. The fraudulent appropriation of finances by an employee of a business or a government employee. This includes the use of assets or finances for unofficial, personal, or criminal purposes. Anyone
it's fraud
found
and an embezzlement, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone found guilty of the charge will be held accountable for the amount of embezzled. Listen, Roman.
Are you the only person he told that to?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, actually, I think during the Kale Soze case, the other lawyers were there, and I was talking about it, and he quite literally said that it wasn't. Okay, so I told him about the $3,500
Holy
thing.
fuck! Wait, this just got
fessed
spicy.
Up to it. He said, "Yeah, I should be getting paid that since I didn't get the $2,500 an hour pay raise that we all unanimously voted on in the council." So he's like, I should do this. He said he had some reservations because he's the head of Cobb, which he's never done a single fucking Cobb case, even though people have come to him with 3 or 4 Cobb cases. But he said, he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to start signing on so that I can get $3,500 an hour. And then he proceeded. This is the downside to this. He proceeded to never actually do any cop work, had access to cop items and whatnot.
Do you know how many times I've had to respond to his house? I responded to his house. I'm sorry to cut you off. He was on duty. I showed up. I'm like, hey.
Just in his house?
No, he was just outside on his rock, on his property. And I'm like, what's going on?
Signed on duty, right?
Yeah, and he's like, sorry, I'm just, why are you on my property? I said, I'm sorry. Are you not deputized? Well, I'm on duty. I said, great. You know of a fight that happened within the direct vicinity of your property, Murphy? So, yeah, I've already grilled into him once.
How many lawyers heard him say that?
Me, Tony Long, Robin Ferrara, I think Abilene heard it. Like, most of the lawyers were there for Kale Soze's case to see some things because, you know, the legislation, the way it's written, it is kind of loose. But literally he started in on me and I'm like, you know what? Let's air out all the laundry right now that I know. And he got really pissed with me and
I hear
just,
someone above
like,
us. Hold on.
Yeah.
I heard a car pull up. I want to fucking know. Interesting. Dude, could you imagine getting Murphy on embezzlement? Holy fuck, on head of bar? Jesus Christ.
Even know how to get up there.
That is like... It'd be very cliche if Flop was the one to do it too.
I don't know if you heard that just a minute ago, Flop, but he was also fishing while on duty as an officer. Like, making $3,500 an hour fishing.
No kidding.
What?
Yeah.
What were the names of the lawyers that heard this?
Tony Long, Abilene Tralto, Robin Ferrara, and shit, there was somebody else. There were a couple people during the Soze case. I'm trying to think, but yeah, those three I know for sure were
I
there.
feel like
I feel like
Loki and Flop just got a bigger case on their
but
hands.
yeah, those three definitely heard the conversations between me and him, and you see, he clapped at me, but I did clap back, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna stand on what I'm saying because you have quite literally shown that you have not done your job, and you only care about the money. Like, he made a law school where everybody in the DOJ would make money, right? But he was like, yeah, this is an easy way for us to make money. And I'm like, how the fuck are we getting this money? It's like $30K for him, and then it's like 30 to 50K for lawyers and shit. And I'm like, where's this money coming from?
The
Because
thing
we
though,
were
Jenny,
told we
is that
can't touch state
the intent
funds.
is where it's at. Flop
And he's
didn't
like, "Don't
intend on
worry
having an
about it." I'm
hour
like,
plus long conversation. He intended to have a short conversation. So the defense there is, I intended this to be a short conversation, and it turned into something bigger.
Might end up with, you know, who knows where this could go.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
I mean, did you get the video from the other night about DeMarco?
Yeah, I saw that. That's being looked into, but we, you know, that's a whole other thing.
I mean,
separate from Murphy.
Sonia and Siobhan are so close, it's bad.
What do you mean? What have you seen?
Well, my question is this: why is Siobhan no longer an officer currently, or a deputy? Like, what the fuck is the reasoning right there? And if it's tied to anything related to C4, then you question it, and you see that.
What does she question with C4?
No, I mean, when she got fired currently, or is on suspension, or whatever the fuck she is, because she's in the MDT no longer as an officer. If her suspension or anything is tied to Sonia or C4 or anything, that's what you question. Like, you figure out, oh, hey, this video from DeMarco talks about how you guys, you know, are close, and then your suspension, you were possibly suspended for whatever, and then you go from
What's
there.
up, Sean?
Figure out what her suspension was.
Or are you hot?
That's what I got from Ruby.
No AC.
Ruby was like, I'm not going to comment. I'm like, oh, okay, so she's either suspended or fired. One of the above. And she's like, I'm not going to comment on if she is suspended or not. I'm like, that right there is a comment enough for a lawyer to get.
Yeah, I can't really comment on it. I thought you saw something with her and Sonia or something like that.
No, I just know that they're extremely close, and that, like, they're always talking about things, but I don't know exactly what they talk about. you always see them together. That's the thing. Like they live literally right next to each other up in Polito, so kind of a given. And especially after watching the DeMarco thing the other night, I'm like, oh, okay, so she's
Who's
in
Mr.
the
Tank
gang.
Top? This is
That makes
Roman.
even
He's a
more
lawyer. This
sense.
is
It makes you think as a lawyer, and I honestly
the lawyer that helped
just
out Moose Knuckles the other night.
dislike
her
the
boyfriend or
practices that she
husband.
has done with Max in this current thing. And from what Murphy told me about the FU Act that she was trying to push,
I kind of think
the FU Act is
I think
things
Flop
against felons to limit
would have
them
a
to
lot of
things.
fun.
So you wouldn't have access to hands. You would have to pay for healthcare, which was like $5,000, I think Murphy said. You would lose the access to property, so you would never be able to own a house, and anything that you own would be get seized. A couple other things that I can't remember, and that was during the Soze case too. The other lawyers also heard that, but like legitimately, Murphy aired out all of his dirty laundry about Siobhan at the Soze case because he has such a hard on for her right now. Like in technicality, all the council should get removed because it's just a giant.
It's corruption at the top, and I think we all know it. We just can't prove it.
The downside is this: if you look at it, the head of bar should not be pushing through certain legislation that we have no reason to. I've
actually made this point to judges before. I said respectfully, I said if this is off the record, now obviously to Roman, I don't really care who you say this to, but as an officer, we have to uphold the law. There was a short time there where we had like 8 new legislations being pushed in a day, and we're just supposed to kind of add that into our daily. The Drip Act, for example, it's there. We could use it. If I'm on a scene, the last thing I'm looking for. Well,
I use it.
Yeah, me
I
personally.
love drip acting people. That's just my favorite.
That's fair. That's fine. And for most
I ain't
officers,
gonna
yes.
lie.
But if I'm
I know,
responding to a call,
I hate pulling over to a G6 truck and seeing those motherfuckers in like business suits. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
absolutely. I don't disagree.
G6 is a beast its own, and I would say that they are required to have a drip act, but I don't believe towing and certain other ones should have it.
Tow, I drip back to one person for tow because they were wearing socks and flip flops, and it was bad. Like their outfit was what I would consider extremely unsafe, but it's mostly G6
Wee
people.
woo, fashion police.
Here's the thing I'm going to say. With the Drip Act, it's technically censorship by the government, making you mandated to wear certain outfits and whatnot.
Oh, I agree. I think that should come from your employer, not from us. But
there's just a lot of things that have gotten passed that just don't make sense.
Yeah,
and
Liz.
go against
Grace,
like
thank you, Grace Daniels.
The one-child policy where you were never allowed to claim anybody else as your family and everything like that. Censorship by the government of freedom of speech or privilege of speech, which was then taken away because it was written into legislation. Then you have the Anti-Mime Act, which they made because they wanted to appease the clowns to get, I think, 24 votes. They did that because they wanted those 24 votes at the time, and they got them, so they had to put it in. But it does remove a lot of rights for people. And then on top of that,
yes, Club.
You have the enforced respective posting shit, which is again another censorship by the government.
I support that one.
Well, there's context. I'm gonna say you have to think of it in context.
There's Twatter's too horny. I'm okay with that one.
Certain individuals.
Some of them are crazy, bro.
Okay, I agree on that. There are certain ones that need to like tone it down like a lot, but when you're just saying I'm wet, it's like it's not that fucking terrible.
Yeah, I don't think that one's crazy, but some people go insane, and I support it for the ones that are really fucking crazy.
I'm gonna grab a protein
Besides that,
shake. I
really
got a
care.
strawberry something. Give me a minute.
Like,
but
my pussy throbbing, my throat bored, my pussy throbbing. I'm open wide.
That I don't need to hear anymore. I don't need to hear that anymore.
Yeah.
Like that right there, I do understand 100%.
All right, I got strawberries and cream protein shake.
The thing about the current council is it's literally a clique. Everybody in there has become friends with Max and Siobhan, that they automatically pass everything. And that's the downside to it. It's supposed to be that we're impartial and that we actually vote on things that we believe are, you know, actually in need of the city and things like that.
Roman, I'm going to say something off the record, completely off the
Yeah.
record to you. Take this how you
yap.
will. I take this with trust because I like you. You do what you want with it, but keep it to yourself. I'd appreciate it. There's somebody that I know that's very close to me who used to assist in the council and had literal hunting parties after them. And I told this person, I said, jump ship. I said, the council is on a giant boat headed straight into a fucking iceberg and no one is steering it. I said, jump ship while you can because it's bad. It's not good. I said, the reason they don't like you is because you're not about compliance. And not just any compliance, malicious compliance. The type of compliance where if you don't listen or have the appeasement that Max and or Siobhan is looking for, you're just ridiculed.
Yeah.
And I didn't see this from just one person. I saw this from multiple people. And
I know who you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. It's one of those things where if you weren't with them, you were against them, and that's why during the head of bar elections, as soon as Siobhan saw that, you know, it was me, Murphy, and like the actual people that were trying to win head of bar for, you know, actually doing it, it was me, Murphy, and Cross. She saw Cross and was like, hell no. And instantly started like garnering votes from Murphy saying that he's the best thing in the world, but at the same time was literally going around and telling people that the reason why she wanted Murphy is because she can walk him around like a dog.
He's always been that way. And it's sad because you take the weak point of somebody and you abuse it, and people will do that with anybody. You know who
Yep.
also love to abuse the weakness of others? Serial killers.
Yep.
Just for some context, it would not surprise me if a sanity test were to come out on certain members of council. There's a lot of fucking sociopaths in power.
Dab and Murphy, yes. I mean, we both know that. I mean, the man has literally said that. I mean, Murphy has literally said he wants to literally wring my neck because I just fucking annoy him. I'm like, I annoy you for a valid reason, so shut the fuck up and do your job.
Yeah.
And he bitches at me, and he's like, all you do is bitch. I'm like, I bitch for a valid reason, so please actually shut the fuck up. You got the job that I wanted to do to actually make shit better, and I told you about things that needed to get done, and you never did it. And you're just like, well, you could have come with me with like paperwork. I'm like, I'm not gonna do your job for you to claim shit as your own.
Yeah.
I know you would. And it's just bad. And I know for a fact that Siobhan's either going to run for mayor, which she will lose because everybody hates her and Max's guts. Even if she plays this supposed, like, people have said that she's not herself right now because she just got out of the ICU. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I think I know where she's going to probably be going with this. And I don't think it's going to pan out.
I mean, of course you lost the vote to Braun. When you have Max and Siobhan
she wants to run for
vouching
mayor.
for somebody for head of
mayor,
bar,
then she's gonna try and
the
get
people
either
that
head of
voted the
bar,
popular vote in
or
are going to
she's
probably
going
vote
to
the head of
try
bar
and
in
go
too.
for judge. And I will say this: I do not want her being a judge.
It's pretty common sense as to
through
why
all
Murphy
the
won,
fucked up
but
things
I
that she
think
has
I think
done
that
as chief of staff, like she is,
the points are valid.
Proven that she is corrupt, and being a judge, you have to be non-corrupt. It's pretty bad.
They're all corrupt.
The judges?
No. I'm more implying just city council in general.
Oh yeah.
Anybody in a position of power like that is probably corrupt. If they
Also,
haven't.
why the?
Sorry,
I'm gonna say, I want to say this. Why did Coyote wait 30 days to push the Aziz shit, and then why, if you guys were gonna push this, because supposedly Siobhan said.
There it is.
Siobhan said this to me at Funhouse, that you guys were going to be pushing charges against Solomon Walker for his involvement in the shooting at council members, and I'm like, it's past 30 days of statute of limitations. Why the fuck? Like, hold the fuck up. So,
That's a great question without a great answer.
yeah.
Don't know.
Yep. I'm
So our
Don't know
deputy
why
mayor
people
right
keep
now,
waiting so long.
our deputy mayor right now should technically be deputy mayor, and if our mayor doesn't come around within the next like week or so, we could literally do a vote of no confidence and dereliction of duties for the mayor and get a new mayor in the interim until the next elections. Like most of the people on city
Well,
council
articles
can
of
be removed.
impeachment would have to be put up for him. It's for Solomon, right? So criminal or not, he could still be impeached. Isn't that a vote from the council though
No,
for impeachment?
it's actual like charges put against you.
This is
Like
spicy.
it has to have valid standing. You can't just impeach
What is
somebody
valid
willing it.
standing though
Oh God,
for
let me-
impeaching?
I have to pull it up on my my brain MDT.
I don't know. I'm not too good with the law.
Let me find it real quick.
Andy was a great mayor. Abdul was also a great
I'm trying to
mayor.
remember where they put it.
Who was this guy? This is Roman. I think Roman Atlas? Roman is
impeachment
a
stuff,
lawyer, but
like-
I like Roman because he's always been so blunt with people.
I don't know. I have to go look it over, but you're supposed to have actual charges pushed against you for it to like actually have valid legs.
But like dereliction of duty, right, isn't like a criminal charge. It's just somebody not showing up for work, and you can be impeached for that. So like,
Yeah, like dereliction of duty is one. Gross
No, this is good. If you guys have
negligence,
questions,
he's,
feel free
like,
to ask. I mean, this is a
literally
good.
shown that he doesn't care for.
I
people's lives
think
and shit
I
like
think
that. Like,
Flop's
there's a
gonna
lot
want to
I mean,
maybe
in-
go for
in
embezzlement on Murphy
impeachment,
Braun.
Whatever evidence would have been pushed against him could probably be
How was he
introduced
good?
there.
Abdul was a good
Well,
mayor
How
up
does
until
that
he
fit or
wasn't.
not?
Nope.
Because he's not being
'cause-
charged criminally. It's just saying that he isn't fit for office.
Yeah,
For
but
RP purposes,
if
Abdul
he-
was
okay,
fucking
look,
a
if the
great
ar-
mayor. He
ar-
actually did a lot for the city.
If the charges had
But,
gotten pushed
you
against
know.
him, then
So has he been to a council meeting since?
No, because
the shooting?
he's been shadow suspended. He has been
Hmm.
technically impeached without being publicly impeached, which is supposed to be a public thing when you're impeached, because you're supposed to have charges pushed against you. If there are charges actually being levied against you, then you are removed from the council, and then depending on the outcome of that trial, you are then
Flop for
impeached
mayor?
or whatever.
God, that'd be a funny run.
Could
I
he
don't think I
be
could do it though.
impeached outside of that, sure, but you can't do any of those out of statute things. Like that's a finicky thing right there for me to.
That would have to be a judge making a decision if it could be brought into evidence, not for him being
Yeah.
charged criminally, but for evidence of impeachment, which I think
It could.
should be
It's-
okay because it's during his.
The difference though,
term.
Junk, is that if you
So
actually
I
look
think
at the
anything
record
you-
of what Abdul
this
did
is
as a
my
mayor, he
opinion,
actually did a
anything
lot.
You do during your
There's no
term
record
on
what
the
Norm
city
did.
council should be able to be brought in as evidence, regardless of.
I
if
think
you're
you'd have a
being
good shot.
criminally
I don't know
charged
if
or
Flop
not.
would have a good shot. I think it'd be fun, but I don't know.
My opinion, though.
Yeah, it could be. I see where you're coming from there, and
A lot
I
of
see it,
paper
and I think
pushing.
it could be a thing, but
That would make sense for me
It's-
if it's not a criminal charge and it's for impeachment, which is inherently somewhat political.
it's just having the proof behind that is the biggest thing. It's like you need to have some proof to show that they have, been doing the things that you claim that they are doing for articles of impeachment. Like for Murphy, dereliction of duty, literally been signing on as a cop, going and fishing, and then going up to his house and ignoring lawyers and things like that. Shit, the other ones I can't remember right off the bat, but it's like there are tons of lawyers that will literally come forward and say that Murphy has literally not done his job. And he's also made the statement that he is quitting the DOJ as soon as he's done with this case. He has said that. He is done with the DOJ. He
How
says that.
many times has Murphy said this?
Oh, shit ton.
I was gonna say, because I remember when he was found guilty for the gun, he was like, I hope you, judge, you get fucking killed, and I hope everyone else in this room gets fucking killed. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, wow, well, they'll never give him his job back. And boy, was I fucking wrong.
Yeah, and he threatened to like quit being a judge repeatedly then because he wasn't making enough money then. So I don't know. We'll see. If he is allowed to, if he does continue to be in the DOJ, he needs to be a lawyer. He doesn't need to be a judge. He doesn't need to be.
Would
getting
they allow a
cushy
shift
job
3
where he can
mayor?
sit back and
It's
do
not that they
nothing,
wouldn't
'cause
allow a shift
he
3
never signed
mayor.
a
It's
search
the
warrant,
city's vote. But
never
the
signed a
problem is that I'm
subpoena,
kind of a nobody.
never did any of
I don't
these
think anyone
things.
really
Judges
knows
have
flop
told me.
anymore because shift
And
3.
He
But
did
that's
3
fine.
cases in his whole time. One of them was Bobby, which was
I don't think flop would have a
case
good
because
call
he went
unless
against another
gangs.
judge's ruling.
Honestly, unless gangs were the
which
ones that were willing to
caused
work
so
with
much headache with lawyers and
flop,
judges.
it's pretty.
And then he made one for Vivek Ramaswamy and something else for a little shitty bench trial. I'm like, dude, you have done absolutely nothing as a judge. He like, when I say he was pissed the other night, he was pissed. He was about to start actually fucking, like, in his voice, I could hear him. He was like on the verge of almost kind of sniffling, almost crying in a sense, but he was more heated than that. I'm like, dude, you know I'm proving all my points right here, so fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nino is most likely. So Nino Chavez wants to become head of bar if Murphy gets impeached for this last few
Oh my god.
weeks/month of
It's over,
term.
man.
And then he wants to run for being mayor because all of our current mayor candidates aren't the greatest in being Winsong, Kyle Pred, and Osvaldo.
I think flop could win the gang vote.
Which please don't vote for Kyle Pred ever. Just don't. That man is gonna make our lives hell. He will change it from a council to the Galactic Senate and actually live out his dream of being the Emperor. Just like Max has been living his dream right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, information you said is interesting with that he said to a bunch of attorneys. I'd have to talk to some of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, let me see real quick. One of them's around right now.
Let's vote for
I'll talk to him and
Siobhan.
see if
Yeah.
he can talk to you or Flop about it. But like, the man has become delusional. Like he has literally
all
said
I'm gonna
this.
say, Roman, is if that's all true, real quick.
It's true.
Yeah, if all this is true, and if he really wants to quit, I'd love to give him a reason to quit and know that he's never welcome back.
Yeah,
That's all.
He's already burned the bridges with the lawyers. He's not welcome back with the lawyers. This is the other one. He said the main reason why he was never doing anything for us and was always on duty as a cop.
Pred for commissioner. Pred was the best
because he
sheriff we
was
ever
afraid
had.
for his life.
I think he'd make a good
Like,
commissioner.
he was dead ass, quaking in his pants, afraid.
Well,
I'm
Max
like,
and Siobhan were doing cop work.
and
At
Max,
least.
I will say this, and
Max is the
made
commissioner.
Yeah, Max made Siobhan go to academy, supposedly.
Yup. Yeah, she did. That
The
is true.
difference is Murphy never went to academy and had access to all of the armory
Siobhan
and
also
everything.
kind of did. Well, Siobhan did ride with people
Give me one
and
second.
do some cop work. So
Hello.
Hey, what the fuck? Hold on. Hey, if anything happens to me, I'm next to MRPD in the back. Give me a second.
Okay. Oh. All right. MRPD in the back.
The car here, flag 1060. Give me a minute. Yeah, signs of forced break-in. Very weird. All right. I heard a car pull up and I just found out which one it was. Hey, can I ask you an actual question? Like just sort of your honest opinion?
Sure.
What if I ran for mayor?
I think that'd be great.
Do you actually think me running for mayor would be great?
How do you think it would go?
I think it would piss off people.
I think you'd become, assassin target number 1.
Yeah. Opposed to what? Assassin target number 3?